Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies. Today's beverage is a very fizzy grape soda, very also sugary indeed. So welcome back to Airships Conquer the Skies. In a previous episode we were once again designing and fighting, and specifically we were making something that I think with the best will in the world, could use some improvement. It was the Red Star. It's a carrier. The idea was to go towards the enemy, take out all of their defences and then launch planes. It sort of worked, but I think does, let's say, require some alterations, and indeed probably matched up with something else. But in this one, we're going to do something a bit different again. Go to Airship Editor here, and looking through all of our designs, if we go through the designs here, we've got the Bluebird, which is like a sort of mini long-range ray machine. We've got the very effective Bumblebee, but it's stupidly slow. We've got like the Goldfinch and the Greenfinch and things like that. All of them, though, are lowish technology. There is a couple of highlighted ones here, like, for example, the Aircraft Command Deck requires Tier 3 aerial strategy. But what I want to do with this one is make something that is pretty fast and has a lot of firepower, as in it just goes towards the enemy and unloads as much as it possibly can in the shortest possible time. And for that, we're going to use a couple of things. Firstly, we're going to go with sponsons here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 probably. And we're going to have multiple decks of that. And then cannons on the front, or maybe even flamethrowers. I haven't fully decided. And I don't think we're going to go for a high service ceiling, but certainly an engine that can get us to an area quickly, because when I've been messing around in the past, especially on the conquest modes, having something that can react very quickly is very useful. So this is probably that. Let's see how we get on. 1, 2, 3, 4, gap of 1, 1, 2, 3, actually no, maybe gap of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And the reason for the gap of 2 is I can go for our command and crew, then we could put a berth in, which will then act as the sort of way up and down. That's not a terrible idea necessarily. We may go with that. For now though, I will just go with basic and then corridor with ladder. Run that across, but we also need somewhere to stop fires, which means we're not going to have a fire point because it's just too big. However, most likely if we go with resources and a small fire extinguisher, which can go there. Oh, it acts as a ladder anyway, so I can use those instead. Okay, that is perfectly fine. So we're going to get rid of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. And then on the front we're going to have a similar thing again, which is going to go like that for now, and then cannons. So do we want cannons? Cost is going to be expensive, by the way. I'm guesstimating this thing's going to come up to about 3 grand. I do think this is going to be about 3 grand. It will have several weaknesses, boarding being the main one. High level bombing, we'll probably be able to take this out because of its poor arc of fire, but let's just see how we get on with things. We've got things like an acid spitter, aerial torpedo. I want something that doesn't explode. I mean, these sponsons say may explode, but I think most things are like that. How about the cannon that say may explode as well? Let's put 3 in for now. Let's just assume we're going to go with 3, and then for these ones we're just going to run sponsons all the way around the back, and yeah, that's utterly ridiculous, but we're going to try it. So this is it's currently called the Malice. I think it's going to be renamed something like the Explodington, because when one of these goes up, the rest of it's going to go as well. Let me just check actually the overlays for explosion damage, and yeah, that's pretty bad, as we as we would have expected. Anyway, over to resources and to ammo store. We need probably a couple, at least a couple. 1. I'm gonna have to. I am actually gonna space these out. I don't want them up the top there. I mean, we could have them just further back. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, perhaps. Or do I put 1 there, 1 there, and then put like we could put the fire things. I don't think we need a fire one there. In fact, I don't think we need all of these as sort of extinguishers anyway. I think that would probably suffice. And then in between, let's go to basic and corridor with ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one there. Obviously, there's nowhere near the right amount of ammo for this one. And pathing, I should see as well. We've got overlays here. Take that replace off. We've got the overlays of pathing. You can see the only way to this area would be to go to that way and round, so you can't go up through these. So yeah, that's potentially an issue with the pathing, but we'll see how we get on. So once again, we're going to go with maybe some ammo stores there. I mean, I could place some ammo stores just further along like this. I don't want to put them right next to it. I really don't. I really don't want to put them right next to it. Let's have a gap of 3 between these. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have the pathing like so. So that's the ammo stores underneath, which have got this protective area around it. I say protective area, it's a gap. It's literally a panel gap to stop this thing completely erupting into a ball of, I was going to say flames, but more of a ball of shame. Anyway, in terms of propulsion and lift, let's go for a large propeller on this thing. To lift, I think we're going to go with suspendium chamber. One would give us 85 or 86 meters. Maybe you want a large one then? Yeah, that's 85 or 95 meters service ceiling and a speed of 85. Wow. So even with those, it's not entirely sprightly, is it? So let's just see what we can do to improve that. I mean, we could put another one on, but it's already very, very expensive. We're going to go with steel armor as well, or maybe even just steel wall to cheapen this thing out. That would give us a bit better speed, but not much. The service ceiling, however, massively drops. Let's go with steel wall, but I have a feeling I'm going to change that. So we can't give command to this thing, so we do need a bridge, and I am going to use a bridge. So bridge will go there. So we can give orders to this thing now, which is good. We need coal and we need crew, and it says there's disconnected parts. Oh yes, of course, because I've just removed that there. So let's get this thing some coal. So over to our resources and to the coal store. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put them like that. I don't know if it's gonna work out or not. We cannot give commands to the ship. Why can we not give commands to the ship? That's a bridge. Probably because we don't have any crew, I would imagine. So command and crew, quarters, and technically we can place quarters like that. It should it connect up? 1, 2, and just do that. Yeah, and it says we need a bit more crew, so we're going to place that in there, and then there. That would be... it says 36 crew, recommended 65. Yeah, let's get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Not all accessible. What is not accessible? Oh, this. Oh, because the 5 points. Oh, right. Sorry, they are accessible. Just I didn't. Yeah, the connection for the ladder is on the right hand side of the coal store. Okay, so that should be fine. I think we have put too many fire extinguishers in, but we'll see how we get on. Service ceiling is not ideal. We do need more supply hatches. We need 33 supply, which means probably either a big just a steel cargo door would suffice. Yeah, that would work. We can put that on the back if need be as well. Or we could go with many of these small ones. That's 19 for the cargo door, I think. Is it 19 or is it 20? Either way, this one would be 5, and but we'd have to use a lot more of those. Each steel supply hatch does how many? Wait, 8 supplies. So we'd have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those for it to function. Where we can go with a steel door and just slam it on the back there and call it done, which is probably what we'll do. Over to our command and crew and to a crow's nest, which will go in... I was going to place it there and then place... Oh, obviously because of the bridge we'll have to shift it around as well. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll put that there, then I'll put a telescope in here, and then obviously a connection there as well. We might as well do that too. Oh, there's no point in doing that because we can't get down to here. Although, we could use something that I very rarely use, and it's often recommended. Where would it be? It would be in structural, and that is a deck. And give a nice little connection there. I mean, it's not terrible. Would steel deck be better? Steel deck. It looks better, so there we go. Right, we have this monstrosity. It's it's 3 1,838 generic units of currency. It's not as fast as I want it to be, and it's got a poor service ceiling. One would hope, though, that it's got enough firepower to take out whatever we put against it. Okay, let's go for SP. Go for the Starling and save that design. Let's see how this works out. So we're going to go to combat and a day fight. We'll go for the airship. I mean, if nothing else, this has it's got a far too low service ceiling. Yeah, if nothing else, this is going to have a lot of firepower and it's going to look very impressive, even for the briefest of moments before it turns into the implosion of a collapsing star when it gets hit in the wrong place. Over to airships, we're going to put in something it's called the Unmatched, but we will obviously be able to verse that. There we go. There's something a bit more fitting. And let's just start the fight and let's just see how we get on. So I'm just going to get close to this thing and see just how many shots we can put into it. So obviously you're going to go, oh, that's bad. So I've totally messed this up because I've not only went above it, so I'm getting shot by the 2 flak cannons and this turret on the top, but also none of our shots are able to connect. Once we spin round, though, it should be a bit different. And good grief. That was a huge volley. Oh, we got our first explosion, which has taken some of the guns with it. Command of this thing is actually fairly poor because of its size, which is disappointing, but there you go. Remember, we are more than double the points of this thing, I believe. We've also just rammed into the thing. It's pushing us down, and I don't like that. I don't like being crippled here, because when that goes, the suspendium drive, we do need to obviously not be connected up to it, because it's going to fall out the sky. There's some fire, which we are, by the look of it, able to deal with. That's fine. I'm going to put on to rapid fire, because why not? We have lost all drive, though. We do have elevation control, but we just don't have we don't have a way of going forward or backwards, because our main engine is broken. However, they are also suffering considerable damage. They've got fire. They've lost their propulsion as well. Interesting. Okay. I'm also running out of ammo, so this thing is certainly yeah, it's taken a fair chunk of damage, and now it's fallen out the sky. I think that is that all of our water supplies gone? There's definitely water. I can see the water there, but it's a lack of crew and connections. Oh, we can't get to that back bit. So eventually we are going to run out of... yeah, we are going to run out of coal. I'm still on aimed fire. Yeah, this thing burns too much. Okay. And we're losing ammo. We are putting stuff out, though, which is good. Right, gonna leave that because we just took far too much damage. Airship editor, open the design. It's going to not make it much better, but we're going to with steel armor, fill that. Whoa. Look at the cost on it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Steel wall, fill. Steel armor, fill. Save the design, yes. And let's give that another go. I was very surprised at the lack of damage we caused, actually. That was curious. That was curious. So, airship. Starling. I mean, barely an airship at this stage, if I'm honest. Barely an airship. And we will go against... let's go against the Vindicator, which is a bit more balanced, I think. We are... oh no, we're actually underpointed. Well, you know what? I don't care. Let's just see what it's like. So immediately going to go to fire and forward and get towards this thing. I don't want to go above it because it's got 2 flak cannons, but I do want to get underneath these 2 turrets there as well. We are on rapid fire just to get as many shots out as possible. Obviously closing the distance here. They have 2 large suspendium chambers, 1 large propeller on the back. On the front they have 2 large cannons, 2 turrets on the top, flak, as well as this thing here as well. And we are right underneath them now, so we're actually in a position to cause a lot of damage. In fact, that's working in our favour, because we are able to... well, because the only thing they can shoot is the suspendium areas at the back and the drive system, we are doing considerable damage. Oh, have we lost all command? Oh, we've lost command. There's a big hole where the... Oh. I was going to say there's a big hole where the command centre used to be. And the body there. Ammo stores being set on fire, take cover. So I've lost the rear of my vessel. They've lost the rear of their vessel. We are now just down to cannons again. So they have the weapon advantage on this one, I think. So I'm not too sure whether they're going to be able to win this one. Even though the back end has fallen off, it is still better than the last one. Yeah, fire's a thing though. You know what I think that is? It's pathing. The pathing's a problem. I do think the pathing may be an issue. Okay, once again, we'll leave that fight. I think we've decisively lost that. One more try. Airship, the Starling. I thought the Sponsons would fire faster, actually. Let me just go to the airship editor and weapons. And we've gone with Sponsons, which have a reload time of 2.7 seconds. Maximum accurate range, 840 meters. Flammable and may explode, whereas the cannons are flammable, may explode. Piercing damage 50 as opposed to 40, so a bit better. Reload time is 3.5 seconds. So they've got a better arc. The cannons have got a better arc of fire. They are cheaper in terms of their... Actually, are they cheaper? 79 as opposed to a Sponson, which is 86. So they're slightly cheaper. They have less technology requirements. They do 10 more damage. The fire rate is better and their accurate range is slightly better. However, they have less HP and the reload time is, compared to the Sponson, worse. Yeah, 3.5 seconds for the cannon and the Sponson is 2.7. Okay, fair enough. Let's try that again then. So combat, airship. Let's put in the Starling versus... What should we put in? Put a building in, maybe? Let's put in something like the Orc. And, I mean, this is totally unfair. 1, 2 Orcs, 3 Orcs. Even then, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those versus one of that thing. It's not going to work. I'm going to give ourselves a fighting chance, and it is only that, with the 3 of these things, but obviously we're going to be probably taken out much sooner than they are, and if they keep going down, they're going to foul the ammo gondolas on the trees, which is exactly what's happening. Yeah, we're doing a bit of free topiary. That's fine. Is it topiary? Anyway, it's we're cutting some hedges there, getting closer to this thing, causing considerable damage. Going to go to rapid fire because we are so close to it now. Anyway, look at the damage we've taken. That is immense. Wow, and we've done almost no damage back, and then that blows up again. Right. Okay, that's not going well. One more fight. He says, go for maybe the Starling versus what? Versus a land ship. Let's probably put the best thing that I've made in here, which is the Elk. So the Elk is 100% sensible tank. That was the original approach. It was originally called the Winter, and this is a modification of that. Big cannon on the front, couple of turrets, big turret on the top, flak, lots of armour, very slow, but does the job quite well. Let's get close and see what can happen here. This is cheaper, by the way. The Elk is much cheaper than our Starling. And let's go to outside view. I mean, the Sponsons look cool because they've got this curved sort of bit where you can see with the lighting. Do like that. Is it going to ram us? No, it's not. But we have just lost, from one shot, we have just lost our only means of escape and manoeuvrability. Right, rapid fire, max speed. I mean, let's say we are double the cost of that thing. We're still in command of it, but we can't move it. We can't fly it. And we're just not able to do the damage. Wow. Okay. Starling versus what? Airship. Try the Vindicator again. You never know. Start the fight. Obviously, this is only testing it exclusively. Well, it's only testing like one ship versus one ship. We don't have like an armada, so this might be a quite good support ship. But it's not doing what I thought it would, which is eviscerating targets from the huge amount of firepower. And is that the pathing? I think it might be. I think it's a pathing problem because, oh, it's going to be an ammo problem certainly because we've just lost 3 of the 5 ammo gondolas. Because they have to come around and down. So to get ammo to this cannon, instead of just going straight down... Yeah, look at that. They're all waiting for ammo. It's a pathing issue. I knew there was some problems with pathing. But it is worse than I thought. A lot worse. Okay. It's not overly slow. And we've just lost our ability to spin round, I think. Can we spin round with a broken engine? No, we can't. So it's going to sail past us. Yeah, so we've just sailed past it. And that's going to do that. Right. Of course it is. Alright. One quick look then. Open design. Let's see if I can improve this on the fly in situ here. Overlays, pathing. I mean, it's going to require almost a front-end redesign. Is that a problem? Not really. Let me just put that there. Put one of those up there. Actually, I don't need to change these per se. So, we're going to have 2 guns. Instead of a gap of 4, we're going to have 1, 2, then remove those. Then it's going to be fire, fire, one of those. 1, 2. Like that. And remove those. I'll just remove the full front end. And then it's 1, 2. I think it's that, is it? Further back. So we've got... Hang on. 1, 2, 3. I've gone too far. So it's those 2 with that. Then it's those 2. Remove those. I don't think I've done such a drastic redesign in quite some time. But it's needed because it just doesn't work. But as always, we could put this in the bin and just say, look, it was an ultimate failure, let's just get rid. But I'd like to try and fix it. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of, followed by cannons, followed by the fire points, followed by 1, 2. I'll have to shift these along, that's fine though. That should be there. That's okay for now. So underneath each one of those, we'll have these ammo gondolas. Like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. This is a bit... I mean, it's because of where it's situated. I could probably move it further back. Like that. And put it there, and then that gives us the right spacing ratio there. Not for coal, though, which is interesting. Because of the maneuvers that we perform, I don't think we need... I'm not convinced we need another coal store. Okay, let's remove that, and then put them in, like so. Okay. Is that about right? It's... Well, I mean, it's different. Is that right? 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. 4. Yes. Save design. Let's see if this works. I'm not hopeful, if I'm honest. But we'll give it a go. So Starling can go in there. Airship, I think the Vindicator, and start the fight. There's the initial volley. We're going to tell it to move forward. Takes a little bit of time to get up to speed. And it is still a bit of a lumbering thing. Oh! Lightning strike right on the top of that. Nice couple of volleys there, which is good. There's some fire. It's gonna try and go underneath us. Okay. The problem with having it like that, I'm actually gonna go past it, is that not only are we only able to shoot their propulsion system, they can only shoot ours as well, which means everybody loses propulsion. There's a big shot there that's taken out a chunk of our spin round and then the volley fire. Come on, spin round. It's not spinning round. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right, hang on. We might have this. We might have this. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Right, we're going to have to risk it. So what happened there is we span round. Have we lost all motive power? We have. We spun round, the massive volley fired and clipped the engine, but also broke the engine completely. They lost it. They lost their propeller. And then and then we hit the suspendium chamber and it fell out of the sky. I was just about to go past them and realise that, well, we still had that motive power. We still have our engine, but we have no command. The deck's gone. And we are still fighting. So I'm still facing their guns though. Although maybe their guns are a lot fewer now. Have we won this? I think we've won it. We won one. Vic and Terry together once again. Okay. That was better. Was it luck? Probably. What am I going to do to fix things in here? You know what? I think the addition of a cockpit at the front and a cockpit. If I put one there, it can easily be taken over. Maybe there. That means we've got commands are faster by only a second, but at least it's better. And if we do lose this bridge, at least we've got these two. We're going to save the design there. Save. Yes. I just want to double check for armour. Is it definitely steel armour? Yes. Leave. Okay. That has been a bit of Airships Conquer the Skies. There's the Starling. Started off with a failure. Still may be one, but a lot better in pathing. A lot better in command. Actually won a fight against a vessel that was 1,000 points more expensive than it. Is it garbage? Is it okay? Is it salvageable? Let me know what you think. I'm a bit more hopeful that it has got some use. It doesn't fulfill the very original brief, which is a very fast reaction vessel with lots of guns. It's a vessel rather than a fast reaction vessel, but it does have a lot of guns, and they seem to fire a lot more now that we can actually get ammo to them, which obviously helps. Either way, that's Airships Conquer the Skies, and by all means let me know any tips, suggestions, changes you'd like to see, any designs you have in mind. Either way, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Comments in the comments. Take care, and generic partings.